Okay, so in this video, I'm gonna show you how to set up your project for starting to build applications, or games, or whatever you want for the MetaQuest platform. So what you want to do first, install Unity 600.2.8 or greater. There was a call sent out about all the security alert issues with previous versions of Unity, and now there are latest releases of Unity that have solved that issue. So the latest stable version as of this recording is 6.2.8. There are later ones too, but they're in beta alpha testing. So make sure you have the install for your computer, for your OS, as well as Android, because Android is where we're gonna build to for MetaQuest applications. So create your project. I already created a project and use Universal 3D Core for the type of the project. And the first thing you want to do is switch to build. I already did that too. But mine was originally in Mac OS, but I switched to Android and press build. And what it, sorry, because I've already done that, it won't let me to do it again. But you want to press the button called switch build, and it takes few minutes to do so for you. But now what we're gonna do is actually install the XR packages, which allows you to do the builds. Not the builds, but anyway, relevant libraries. So project setting is where you go, and you go to XR plugin. So don't choose Oculus. Meta has moved forward with doing everything on OpenXR with their latest builds, latest versions of their SDK. So we're gonna also just do OpenXR, and same with that, the other one. So it does provide you with like recommendations of how to change the settings of the Unity automatically to make it work better or optimize it for your Quest heads or any headset right now. So click on fix and it should fix it for you. And what you want to do here is do the Quest support. Mm, mm. Let me minimize myself here so I can see. Yeah, these settings, we could change it later on. But on the desktop also we want to have OpenXR and OpenXR. Good. Enable interaction. Okay, so for this MetaQuest Touch Pro controller hand interaction, touch flash. So we want to add the MetaQuest Touch Pro controller profile, and we want to also add the hand interactions. The rest we actually don't have. We don't have any Vive controllers, nothing Microsoft. Not sure what's the difference between the Plus or the Pro. And I'm actually not sure which one works. I read about this a while ago. I know one is for Quest Pro, and then one is for Quest 2 and 3, which is what we have. So maybe I installed the wrong one, and we should do the plus. Let me figure this out real quick. So touch plus layout. Uh, yeah, I know that the layout for the plus works. What is the pro? Mm, touch pro and touch. So we want, yes, we don't want the pro. We actually want the plus because the plus is the one that works for Quest 3. And we have this. Didn't I just do this? We gotta do the same thing here. Hand interaction. And we want the Meta Quest Plus. So just be careful to never pick Oculus because moving forward, Meta has stopped the support of Oculus for the OpenXR developments. So make sure that you're either picking things that are like Meta or OpenXR and not Oculus. And we go to the validation and make sure that everything is fixed, which seems to be the case. Great. So now what we want to do is install the meta building blocks. So we go to package manager, we are adding packages by name, and we are typing the Meta XR SDK, and I'm just gonna get all of them installed. So because I didn't put a version in, it's gonna install the latest version, which is 78. But if you want a specific version, you could fill that line for the version. And if you're, for example, building multiple application, but you want to stay consistent across all of them, you want to make sure that you're installing a specific version of the libraries and the SDKs across all those applications. Okay, this is gonna take a bit of time. Yeah. And then it'll ask you to restart Unity. And once it does, it does sort of gives you the SDK information here as well. She could add here. Now, what we're gonna do, go here and fix these issues. that are resin. So we're gonna fix all of them. So basically it automatically goes through and changes applications settings in Unity to make it more compatible with the um, application built on the Quest. Yeah, and then it's providing suggestions. Which is really, it's a warning, it's not an issue. So we're gonna fix that. Okay. Now no more issues. And we're gonna build our very first scene, which is called sample scene. What I like to also do here is create a couple of folders where I would put my stuff in. So in our scene, we have the sample scene. So what we want to do is get rid of the camera that it has. And we don't need the global volume either. And what we're gonna go in the Meta SDK building blocks. Building blocks. Which I'm gonna put it here too. Go to all of them and quickly just build a pass through with the hand interactions. And maybe what else can we do? We are going to build this scene and test it on our platform. Let me see. So because my Quest is already attached and let me show you this and put this in here. So my Quest developer recognizes my Unity, not Unity, sorry, my device. So I'm just gonna hit press built and run. So we call this a test and save, and it's gonna take a bit of time. Sure, update the SDK. So this will take a while. And after which what we're expecting to see is be able to have the project run on the headset and we could see ourselves, not ourselves, but we be able to see the controller, the environment around us because we did a pass through. And once we put the controllers aside, we can see our hands as active hands and being tracked. And we'll see a gray mesh on our hands. Not sure actually you can see me. Probably not. Okay. So we'll be able to see the mesh of our hands in our environment. And we're gonna test that. So what we want is going to document code. Oh, I think it's actually running the application on the headset. Oh, yes. Because I press built and run, but you could actually it's not running it. Huh. So let me see my notifications, which is nothing. So sometimes built and run works, sometimes it doesn't, and depends on the connection between the computer and the Quest, which is a bit finicky for me. Is it still building? Okay. Yeah, nothing's happening. Okay, one other thing I asked the store. Yeah, still nothing happening. And if you're signed in, which I am, and go to my assets, you will see the assets that I have, right? For example, like this humanoid is one of the assets that I have. And I'm gonna show you how to import your assets that you have once you into your project to stop building with them. So just so you know, I showed you how to access them. I mean, you buy assets or whatever from the asset store, and it goes to your account. And then in Unity, you're logged in with your account. And next, we're gonna show you how to import those. You see, now it says it's copying to my Quest. So it got copied to my Quest. Ooh, you know what I could do? I know what I can do to make this video even better. I'm gonna bring this here and do not record, cast. And we should be able to see it starting soon. Still copying the APK. Okay, so I have the pass-through, I have the controllers, and voila, I have my hand now. So with the mesh added to it, you see? Okay, so I quit. I get out of here and I quickly add the asset that I want to show. So we go to project manager, my assets, and I want to add my humanoid asset that I got for free. So we're adding this. Import to the project, and I'm importing all of it. And once imported, you will see it here under your assets. This is what it's called. Really? So I am going to put it here. So under models, not the models I want it to be. Control structures. No. Where was it? I just want to make sure that brief. Okay, let me see what is the difference between this and this. Are they the same thing? Let me see if there is a difference. I guess not. So I'll just delete one. I see. I don't know what the difference is, to be honest here, but this is the one I've worked with and it works fine. I really need to figure out what's the difference between them. So I'm gonna put this one here and save my scene. And the rest needs to stay as I need to go to a midterm. So what do we do next? I don't know. I have to figure out how to put this project online and share it.